See, in the last lecture we have taken one problem on the exact method. That same problem we have solved by using first collocation, then by Galerkin, then by least square, and after that we have solved by subdomain method. Okay, so in this lecture we will take one more problem. Okay, so you'll be very much, you will be able to understand this process in a very good manner, right? So see this problem. Okay, the problem is like this: d square u by dx square, d square u by dx square plus u is equal to x square, plus u is equal to x square, where x is lying between, okay, 0 to 1. X is lies between 0 to 1. Okay, and they've given the boundary condition: u at x is equal to 0 is 0. Okay, and du by dx at x is equal to 1 is equal to 1. Okay, du by dx at x is equal to 1 is equal to 1. Clear? See, this is a problem given. Is it okay with this one? This is a problem: d square u by dx square plus u is equal to x square for x ranging between 0 to 1. Okay, value of u at x is equal to 0 is 0. Value of du by dx at x is equal to 1 is equal to 1. Okay, now see all of you. If you can see this one, this is a boundary condition. Okay, this is a boundary condition. Okay, but this boundary condition, it's an see essential boundary condition. See, this is essential boundary condition. This boundary condition, it is called as essential boundary condition. Okay, why it is called as essential boundary condition? Because it is defined in terms of u. This is defined in terms of u. Okay, well, if you talk about this boundary condition, it is called as a natural boundary condition. This is called as natural boundary condition. This is called as natural boundary condition because this boundary condition, it is defined in terms of secondary variable. Okay, and what is that secondary variable? It is du by dx. See, u is a primary variable. That's why the boundary condition we see, which is associated with the primary variable, it's a essential boundary condition. Okay, if you go here, it's a du by dx. So du by dx is a secondary variable. So boundary condition which is associated with the secondary variable, it's a natural boundary condition. Okay, now we'll start with the solution of this particular problem, right? We'll start with the solution of this particular problem. Okay, so how we used to solve it? How we used to solve it? Okay, we will call this operator d by dx. Okay, so let me write down here. Okay, we will write down this, or we will solve this problem initially by exact method. Okay, what we'll do, we will solve this problem by exact method. Okay, so this operator d by dx, I will call this as a d. Okay, the operator d by dx, I will call this as a d. Okay, so what I will get, I will get it as like this. Okay, d square u plus u is equal to x square. D square u plus u is equal to x square, right? So from this, if I take u common, I will get d square plus 1 into u is equal to x square. Okay, d square plus 1 u, d square plus 1 into u is equal to x square. Okay, so see this particular term, okay, this I used to call it as f of d. This is called as f of d, right? This is f of d into u is equal to x. F of d into u is equal to x. Okay, because see, this is a function of d. I will call this as f of d. Okay, and this particular term I will call it as x, because this term f of d and x will be useful, okay, when I need to calculate the particular integral, because particular integral is given by 1 by f of d into x, right? Okay, now see, so see this particular equation, it is called as auxiliary equation. Okay, so I will write down here auxiliary equation is given by, okay, what is your auxiliary equation? Auxiliary equation is given by, right? What is your auxiliary equation? It is d square plus 1 is equal to 0, right? This is the auxiliary equation. Okay. So if you need to calculate its roots, it becomes d square is equal to minus 1. Okay, d square is equal to minus 1. So what is d? Tell me what is d? All of you. You know about this. Okay, you know about this. What is d? Tell me. D square is equal to minus 1. Then what is d?
1.
D is 1.
I
Huh?
Plus minus
plus
I.
minus I plus minus I.
Right. Plus minus I. See, why I'm asking this question to you is you already see in this term in the mathematics, right? So D is given by plus minus I. Okay. That means, see, what is plus minus I? If in it, see, this is basically the imaginary root. This is basically the imaginary root. So this I can write down like this. Can I write down this like this? 0, 0, plus minus 0 plus minus beta I. Is it okay? Yes or no? Or 0 plus minus, if you want, see, if you want, I will write down this as the alpha plus minus beta I. I will write down this as the alpha plus minus beta I, where alpha is 0, okay, where alpha is 0, plus minus, okay, 1i. Is it okay or not? Let me know. 1i. See this one. Plus minus I. That means what? Plus minus 1i. Is it okay with this one?
Yes.
Is it okay with this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 0 plus minus 1i. That means plus minus I. Right? Yes or no? So tell me, what is its complementary function? I will write down its complementary function. Tell me, how will calculate its complementary function?
C1 cos beta x plus C2 sin beta x.
Huh? What is that?
C1 cos beta x.
See, you forgot this e raised to power alpha x. Okay.
इसको last में लिखूंगा मैं.
Ah, that is all okay. This alpha is 0. Okay.
Yes.
C1 cos beta
Beta
x plus C2
sin beta x.
sin beta x. Is it okay? So see, e raised to power alpha. What is the value of alpha? It is 0x, right? Alpha is 0 into C1. Okay, C1 cos of, what is beta here? It's 1. Okay, beta is 1. Getting or not? So it is 1 into x plus C2 into sine of this beta. Beta is again 1 into x. Is it okay? So what you are getting is e raised to power 0. E raised to power 0 is 1. So you'll get it like this: C1 cos x plus C2 sin x. Is it okay? Is it okay with this one?
Yes.
Okay, so this is your complementary function. Okay, next thing is we need to calculate its particular integral. Okay, so its particular integral. We need to calculate its particular integral, right? How we used to calculate particular integral? It is given by 1 by f of d into x. Is it okay? This is 1 by f of d into x. Okay, so it is 1 by, what is f of d? It is written already here. It is d square plus 1. D square plus 1. Is it okay? Into what is x? This capital X, it's x square. Right? 1 by f of d into x square. Okay. So, can I write down like this? See, this is d square plus 1. So it is 1 plus d square, right? This is 1 plus d square. Okay. So if you take this in the numerator, it becomes 1 plus d square raised to power minus 1. Okay. Into x square. Is it okay? Let me know. See, d square plus 1, it is 1 plus d square. If you take it in the numerator, its power becomes minus 1. Okay. Because see, basically I need to expand this series. Right? So how I'm going to expand it? Let me know how I'm going to expand it. Okay,
1 plus
this 1 as it is.
1
as it
minus
is. See,
minus.
when you have here, right. When you have plus sign here, you will get alternate minus plus minus plus. So first term is minus. Okay, 1. See, 1 written, I have written as it is. This sign is plus, so I will get alternate minus plus minus plus. So first is sign is minus. Okay, this term as it is, right? Then second sign is plus. Okay, this square is d raised to power 4. Okay, so see, I will not go beyond of that. See, because what is basically d? It's a derivative. D is a derivative. Okay, so what is the first derivative of this one? It is 2x.
minus
Is it
plus d
okay?
square आएगा.
Okay, see, what is the first derivative? 2x. See, what is the first derivative? 2x. And what is
2x,
second derivative?
2,
2. What is
yes,
third derivative?
0,
0. Okay, so there is no point go beyond the second derivative. See, third derivative is 0. Third derivative is 0, right? So into x square. Okay, into x square. So what I will do, I'll multiply. See, what is x square into 1? It's x square. Is it okay? X square into 1, it's x square. Then what is double derivative of x square?
minus 2,
Right? See, this x square. See, this x square I've written. X square into 1 is x square. Okay, then I'm going to write down minus sign as it is. What is double derivative of x square? It is 2, right? So that is what is written, x square minus 2. Is it okay with this one? Let me know. Now we need to write down complete solution, right? We need to write down complete solution, right? So if you need to get a complete solution, it should be the addition of, okay, this I will call it as complementary function. This I will call it as particular integral, pi. So it is the addition of complementary function plus particular integral. Okay? It is the addition of complementary function plus particular integral. See, you are solving this problem for getting the solution of which variable? U. Okay, so complete solution you will get it for u. And what is your complementary function? C1 cos x plus C2 sin x. Okay, this is your complementary function. Plus, what is your particular integral? X square minus 2. Is it okay? Is it okay with this one? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
C1 equal to 2,
Right. See, let me do that. Okay, you might have done it, but I supposed to solve it, right? So see,
सर
now
लास्ट
see in
क्वेश्चन
this
जो कल
equation.
कराए थे उसमें
हाँ,
क्यों नहीं ये सब स्टेप फॉलो किए कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री की पर्टिकुलर की समथिंग
see, we have done it. In the last lecture only we have done it. I've taken
Yes,
one
sir.
problem. All of you can check. All of you can check. See, in the last lecture, the problem which were taken, initially we were solved by exact. Okay, so obviously when you solve it by exact, you should have complementary function as well as particular integral. You can check. We have solved that. Okay, I posted the notes on the WhatsApp group. There also you can check, right? We have solved initially by
Yes, sir.
exact,
Yes, sir.
and then we have solved by the rest of the 4 methods. Okay, same thing I'm doing for this problem. Okay, now see, now you have the solution which is in terms of constants, right? We are interested here to get the values of constants. Okay, now how to get these values of constant? It is by imposing the boundary conditions. Now see what this boundary condition says. U is 0. See here, U is 0. U is 0 when x is 0, right? So I'll put the value of u at 0. Okay, when x is 0. Okay, so I will put cos of 0 plus C2 sine of 0 plus 0 square minus 2. Is it okay? I have put x 0, so my u is 0. When you put x as 0, your u is 0. So tell me, sine 0, 0. What is cos 0? 1. Yes or no? See, sine 0, 0. This term becomes 0. Cos 0 is 1. That's why this is C1. Okay. I say if you want, I will write down. This is C1. See, sine 0, 0. Cos 0, 1. Okay. So C2 into sine 0 is 0. See, this is 0, right? Minus 2. Okay. So what value of C1 you are getting? It's 2. Is it okay? Is it okay or not? Let me know.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the value of C1 which we have calculated. Now next thing will be, we should calculate. See, you have now C1, right? See here, you have C1. Now you need to calculate C2, right? So for that, you just impose the second boundary condition. What is that? Du by dx at x is equal to 1. Okay. So first you need to calculate du by dx. See here, you need to calculate du by dx. Okay. So if this is u,
C2
this
equal
is
to
u.
1.26.
Okay, that's good. Okay, now let me get your answer. What you got? Okay, now see du by dx. Let me calculate this. Du by dx. What is du by dx? Tell me. C1 into what is the derivative of cos x? Tell me, what is the derivative of cos x?
Minus sin x. Minus sin
sin
x.
x.
Yes.
Right? Derivative of cos x is minus sin x. Okay, now see, this is C2 I have written as it is. What is the derivative? See, C1 and C2 are constant. Okay, so we are not supposed to calculate their derivative. Okay, C2. What is the derivative of sin x?
Cos x.
Cos x, right? This is cos x. Plus, what is the derivative of x square?
2x.
2x minus 2. Is it okay? And what is the derivative of 2? Tell me. What is the derivative of 2?
0.
It's a 0, right? Derivative of 2 is 0. Is it okay? Now see, now you calculated du by dx. You have calculated du by dx. Okay, but what do you need to calculate? Du by dx at x is equal to 1. Okay, so this is du by dx. This is du by dx. Okay, so in du by dx, what do? You put x is equal to 1. Okay, in du by dx, you put x is equal to 1. Okay, so what I will do? See, I will calculate this. Du by dx at x is equal to 1 means what? C1, okay, into minus sine of x, that is 1, okay, plus C2 into cos of x is 1, right, plus 2 into x is 1, okay, and this value, see, du by dx, in du by dx, if you put x as 1, then this value is 1. Is it okay? I understood this one. Let me know. Have you understood this one? In du by dx, if you put x as 1, then this becomes equal to 1. Is it okay? Let me know. Is it okay or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So see, value of C1 is known to you. Just only you have calculated C1. It's a 2 value, right? Value of C1 is 2. Okay. So this is minus 2. See, minus C1 is 2. Sine 1. Minus 2 sine 1. Okay. Yes or no? Minus 2 sine 1 plus C2. Okay, we need to calculate C2, right? Yes or no? We need to calculate C2 or not?
Yes.
Okay, plus C2 cos 1, C2 cos 1. This is 2 plus 1 is 2 is equal to 1. Yes or no? Now we should calculate C2. How will you calculate C2? Okay, calculate the value of C2 and let me know what value of C2 you are getting. Calculate the value of C2. Do it. Listen, all of you, listen. If you see this value of 1, see, we used to take the sine of angle. This is very important. You should take the sine of the angle, right? So if your calc is in a radian mode, there will not be any problem. Okay, you can directly put sine 1, cos 1, you can put. If your calc is in a radian mode. But if your calc is in a degree mode, okay, then you're supposed to bring that into a radian mode. Is it okay with this one? Is it okay or not? See, because you are taking basically the sine of angle you used to take, and here you have, okay, here you have one value, right? So just take it. See, can you see in calculator? My calculator, it is in radian mode. My calculator, it is in radian mode, right? See, you see this one. My calculator, it is in radian mode, right? I need to calculate C2 now. Okay, how I will calculate? C2 is equal to this is 1, this is 1 minus 2. See, 1 minus 2. Okay, let me check. 1 minus 2, right? 1 minus 2 plus 2 into sine of 1 plus 2 into sine of 1. Are you getting? See, I need to calculate C2. So it is equal to 1 minus 2 plus 2 sine of 1 divided by cos of 1. Okay, so tell me how much answer you are getting. Are you getting this value? 1 point.
Yes, sir.
1.264.
4.
See, when you have this value, you just let me know. You don't wait for my answer. See, my calci, it is in radian mode. Have you seen radian mode at the top? Can you see that? Radian mode.
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you see that? RAD. Right? See this, now you got it, C2, value of C2 you have got. Okay, so what we'll do, okay, so let me call this as equation number 1. We will put these values of C1 and C2 in equation number 1. Okay, so putting values of C1 and C2 in equation 1. Okay, U is given by C1.
कुछ करना हाथ में बाहर में दुनिया में हो
X.
बोले तुहरा लू गवा बेटा तुम्हारे पास तो कुछ दिया नहीं कुछ नहीं है सबके पास तो सुपर राजा
See this one. So value of C1 is 2 cos x plus C2 is 1.263 sin x plus x square minus 2 plus x square minus 2. Is it okay? See, value of C1 and C2 I have put in equation number 1. Okay. Now I see we should calculate the value of u at 0.25. Let's say you calculate the value of u at 0.5, then u at 0.75, then calculate u at x is equal to 1. Okay, so just do that. Let me know how you'll do that. Okay, let me know about this. Okay, so see,
0.313.
okay, so see those who are unable to get it. Okay, so see how you'll do that. See, C1 I will call it as A. Okay. See how I'm writing these values. I'm writing as 2 into cos of what? I will introduce it as a x. Okay, or this is cos of x. I will call this as A. Okay, cos of A plus 1 point plus 1.263, right? 1.263 into sine of A, right? A is my x plus A square minus 2. Are you able to get this one? how I set the equation? 2 into cos of a plus 1.263 into sine of a plus a square minus 2. Now you solve it. You solve for value of a as initially 0.25. Actually, let me, how much you are getting? Solve it for a is equal to 0.25. How much answer you're getting? You're getting this 0.3127? All of you?
Yes, sir. Right.
See, all of you should be active, right? Now you solve it. See, what I'm clicking? I'm clicking on solve. Solve for what value of a I am putting as 0.5, right?
0.61.
This is 0.61.
0679. Correct.
Okay. Next, you calculate for x is equal to 0.75, right? 0.7. You get
0.8867.
0.8867, right? Then you solve it for a is equal to 1. Okay, so you'll get this value 1.1433. Is it okay? Is it okay or not? Let me know.
Yes, sir.
Is it okay to everyone? Right? Now see this now problem we have solved by using which method? Which method by we have solved this problem? By exact method. See, we have solved this problem by using exact method, right? We have solved this problem by using exact method. Okay. Now the same problem we will try, okay, by collocation method. Same problem we will try by collocation method. Okay. So see here. What is our equation? D square u by dx square plus u is equal to x square. This is our equation for x ranging between 0 to 1, where you have u is equal to 0 when x is 0, and du by dx at x is equal to 1 is equal to 1, right? This is the boundary condition. Now what we'll do, we'll solve this problem by using collocation method. Okay, try to understand collocation method. Okay, but see, all of you know that till the calculation of r, the process is same. Okay, till the calculation of r, the process is same. So see, tell me how I should proceed with the problem. How I should proceed with the problem? Tell me, I need to solve by using, okay, collocation, okay, or Galerkin, or least square, or subdomain. Tell me how I should start. How I should start? Let me know. Tell me how we should proceed. Can you recall what is taken in the last lecture, yesterday's lecture? Okay, we used to write down the approximate solution initially, right? So let u is equal to C0 plus C1x. Okay, can I take it only up to this much? Is it okay? Is it the approximate solution? Is it the approximate solution? Let me know, all of you. Is it the approximate solution? Is it okay with the approximate solution?
Yes, sir.
You,
Yes.
is this solution is okay?
Zero
Approximate
power.
solution which you are written. See, what is the
Zero,
first
zero,
step?
yes. So right
Write down the approximate solution either in terms of polynomial or trigonometric function. So I have written the approximate solution in terms of polynomial. Approximate solution I have written. Is it complete?
No, sir.
Right.
Not complete.
See, right. See,
C1
I have
X.
written the approximate solution, but this approximate solution, it's not complete, right? Because
C1 X
okay,
plus C.
we should have the power of x at least one greater than order of given differential equation. Okay, what is the order of this given differential equation? Tell me. What is the order here? It's a second order, right? So you should have power of x 1 greater than second order. That is, your power of x should be third. Okay, that is 3. So I'll take it c2x square plus a c3x cube. Okay, so at least you should have power of x that is 1 greater than the order of given differential equation. Okay, is it okay or not? See, if you take it beyond that, if you take it c4 x raised to power 4, it is again okay. You can take it c5 x raised to power 5, it is again okay. Because as you keep on increasing the constants, what will happen is your accuracy will goes on increasing. Okay, at the same time, your complexity also goes on increasing. Okay, but if you take more constant, there are more chances that your solution will approach to exact answer. Getting or not? Getting or not? See, number of constants you will increase. That means what? Power of x you are increasing, right? So when you keep on increasing the power of x, okay, your equation becomes more and more complex, but at the same time, your answer becomes more and more close to exact, right? So at least see, by only taking this much part, c0 plus c1x, obviously you will get an answer. Okay, you will get an answer. Okay, but if you take it by using its power at least 1 greater than order of given differential equation, there are more chances that your answer will approach to exact answer. Is it okay? Is it okay with this one?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me call this as equation number 1. So once you write down the approximate solution, you impose the boundary condition. Okay, so I will impose first boundary condition. See, u is 0. I will put value of u is 0 when x is 0, right? So c0 into c1 into x is 0 plus c2 into x is 0 square plus c3 into x is 0 cube, right? So what value of c0 you are getting? You are getting it equal to 0. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now impose the second boundary condition. You need to take the derivative of this one, right? So du by dx, you need to take the derivative du by dx. Okay, so derivative of constant is 0 only. What is the derivative of c1 into x? Tell me, iska derivative
C1.
bolo. C1 plus c2 I'm writing as it is.
2x.
What is the derivative of x here?
2x.
Right, it is 2x plus c3 I'm writing as it is. What is
3x
the
square.
derivative of
3x square.
3x square. See, this is du by dx. But what do you want? You want du by dx when x is 1. Okay, so I'll write down this as du by dx when x is equal to 1 is equal to, so c1 plus c2, c1 plus c2, see here, 2 into x is 1, okay, plus c3 into 3 into x is 1 square. Is it okay? So when you put x as 1 in du by dx, see here, when you put x as 1 in du by dx, its value will be equal to 1. Its value will be equal to 1. Is it okay? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So from this, you tell me what is the value of C1. So what value of C1 you are getting? 1 minus twice C2 minus thrice C3. Is it okay? See, what I'm doing, I'm trying to eliminate the constants. See, by using by imposing first boundary condition, I calculated first constant. By imposing second boundary condition, I have calculated second constant. So now in the equation, I will get only two constants. Those constants are C2 and C3. Okay. Now I'll put these values. Putting the values of C0 and C1 in equation 1. Okay. I will put these values of C0 and C1 in equation 1. So what I will get? I will get u is equal to C0 is 0 only. So C1, what is the value of C1? It's 1 minus twice C2 minus thrice C3. Okay, this is C1 x plus C2 x square plus C3 x cube. Is it okay? Let me know. This is C1 x plus C2 x square plus C3 x square. Let me know. Is it okay with this one or not? See, So if you can see this equation, there are 4 constants. By imposing the boundary condition, we have reduced this equation into 2 constants, right? So what we will do, we club the terms having coefficient C2. Okay, so it is x square. Okay, x square minus, tell me, x square minus 2x C2. Is it okay? X square minus 2x C2 plus, okay, x cube minus 3x C3. Okay, plus x. Is it okay? Whether these 2 equations are one and same or not, let me know. Whether these 2 equations are one and same, let me know. Is it okay or not?
Yeah.
Same or not? I just rearrange in the form of C2 and C3. Okay. Now see, if you can see this equation, you require double derivative of u. Okay, you require double derivative of u, right? So what I will do, I will first calculate du by dx from this equation. Tell me what is du by dx. Tell me.
2x minus 2.
2x minus 2 C2 plus
3x square minus 3 into C3
plus 1.
plus
Is it
1.
okay?
Yes,
Right.
sir.
This is du by dx. Now my question is, what is d square u by dx square? Tell me.
2C2
2C2
plus 6x3 into
Huh?
C3.
plus 0.
That's it.
So this is u by dx. Now see, all of you, after this, the very important state is, okay, or very important step is, okay, see, whatever the solution that you have written is approximate. Okay, see here, you written this as approximate solution. Okay, that means what? When you bring this x square on the left hand side, okay, when you bring this x square on the left hand side, try to understand, when you bring this x square on the left hand side, right? When you bring this x square on the left hand side, see, this is u only, right? D square u by dx square plus u minus x square, so it should be equal to what? 0, no? It should be equal to 0, yes or no? When you bring this x square on the left hand side,
Yes, sir.
d square u by dx square plus u minus x square is equal to 0. Okay, it should be equal to 0, but see, what are the solution that you have written? It's approximate, right? So you will never get its value equal to 0. Getting or not? Because you have the approximate solution. Listen, let me clear you. Let's say your approximate solution is 10. Sorry, let's say your exact solution is 10. Your exact solution is 10. But whatever the answer that you're getting, it's 9. Okay. Then what is 10 minus 9? Whether 10 is equal to 9? It is not, right? So 10 minus 9, that is 1. It is the error in your answer. Okay. Say yes or no? It is the error in your answer. Getting or not?
Yes, sir. Getting it.
See, 10 is your exact answer. 10 is your exact answer. And whatever the answer you are getting is 9. Okay. So 10 is not equal to 9. That means there is some error between 10 and 9. And what is the error between 10 and 9? It's a 1. And that is the error, right? So that error we used to call it as a residue. That error we will call it as residue. And we are interested to make this residue to be equal to 0. Okay. What do we want? We want this residue, that is error, to be equal to 0. See, when your error is 0, that means what? See, 10 or 9 के बीच में error कितना था? 1 का error था, right? You are having the error of 1. If that 1 is 0, that means what? 10 is equal to 10, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? So what do we want?
Yes,
We
sir,
want
got
that error 1 to be equal to 0. We want that error which was coming 1 to be equal to 0. Then I will get also the answer as a 10. I will also get the answer as a 10, which is the same as exact answer, right? So what do we want? We want this residue to be equal to 0, right? Is it okay? Let me know, is it okay or not? So what is
Yes,
your
sir.
residue? Residue is this value, right? Residue is given by d square u by dx square plus u minus x square. This is your residue, right? Is it okay? So just put this value. What is d square u by dx square? See here only it is written 2c2 plus 6x c3. This is your d square u by dx square plus u. See, this is the value of u, na? From equation 2 you need to take. So what is that? X square minus 2x c2 plus x cube minus 3x c3 plus x. See, this is your u minus x square minus x square. Is it okay? See, d square u by dx square plus u minus x square. Right now you just club the terms having coefficient c2. Tell me. So what you are getting? X square minus 2x. Is there anything remaining? X square minus 2x plus 2, na? Plus 2. This is the coefficient of c2, right? Plus x cube minus 3x plus this 6x plus 6x. This becomes the coefficient of c3. Is it okay or not? Let me know.
Yes, sir.
Minus x square minus x. Let me know whether these two equations are one and same or not. Let me know.
Same,
See,
sir.
this is minus,
Yes, sir.
minus is plus x. This is what is it. Is it okay? These two equations are same.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I will write down just one more step. I will write down x square minus 2x plus 2 c2 plus x cube. See, 6x minus 3x. So this is plus 3x, right? Plus 3x into c3 minus x square minus x. Okay, so this is your residue. This is your residue. And let me call this as some equation. Let it be equation number 3. Let this be equation number 3. Is it okay?
Yes,
Yes
sir.
or no? Okay, now see, this part is common. This part is common whether you are going for collocation, Galerkin, least square or subdomain. This part is common to you. This part is common to you. Okay. Is it okay or not? Let me know. This part is common till the calculation of R. The part is common. Now we are going to see. Now we are going to see the method that is collocation. Now we need to see which method? Collocation. Now we need to see the collocation method, right? See, collocation method. See, as the name indicate, what is collocation? Locations, right? Collocation, it is basically locations. So you need to take locations, and how many locations you will take? Okay, so number of locations is equal to, tell me how you will take the locations. I told you already in the last lecture. How many locations you will take?
Number of constraints.
constant in residue.
Right, number of constants in R, right? Number of constants in R. Understood? Yes or no? See, because you need to solve this equation. See, you need to solve this equation. And in this equation, how many unknowns are there? Or how many constants are there? 2 constants, right? So can you solve a single equation with 2 unknowns?
No, sir.
Can you solve single equation with 2 unknowns? You can't solve, right? So if you need to solve, okay, or if you need to calculate the values of 2 constants, you should have 2 equations, right? Right. So how you will get those 2 equations? By taking the 2 locations, right? So I'll write down number of locations equal to number of constants in R, and these are 2. Okay. So see, all of you just see here. See, this is your domain, right? This is your domain. What is your domain? Here x is 0, right? See this problem. This is I'm not taking as per my requirement. See, what is your domain? It is 0 and 1, right? Your minimum boundary is 0 and your maximum boundary, that is minimum value of x is 0 and maximum value of x is 1, right? So this is x is 0, here x is 1, right? Now you need to take how many locations? 2 locations, right? So when you take 2 locations, how many part you are getting here? Tell me. When you take 2 locations, how many part you will get?
3.
Right. Then what is the size of each part? Tell me. This is very important. What is the size of each part? How will you calculate size of each part?
1 by 3.
Okay. 1 minus 0. This is 1 minus 0. And how many parts you have? 3. Right. So size will be 1 by 3. Is it okay?
Yes.
See, when you put two locations, you will get three parts. Okay, that means this one unit you are dividing into three parts, right? Then what is the size of each part? It is 1 by 3. So here, see, 0 plus 1 by 3, it's 1 by 3, right? 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3, it's
2
2
by
by
3.
3. And 2 by 3 plus 1 by 3 is again 1, right? Getting or not? Okay. So see, we need to calculate this value of R. See, we need to calculate this value of R at 1 by 3 first. Just calculate the value of R at 1 by 3. Okay. So in that case, we need to put X as 1 by 3. So this is 1 by 3 square minus 2 into X as 1 by 3. See, only I'm putting X as 1 by 3 first, then I will put 2 by 3. So plus 2 into C2 plus X is again 1 by 3 cube plus 3 into 1 by 3 C3, right? Yes or no? Let me know. Okay. C3 minus X is 1 by 3 square minus again X is 1 by 3. Is it okay? Is it okay or not? Let me know. I just put the value of X as 1 by 3. 1 by 3 I put, right? So by putting the value of X as 1 by 3, tell me, okay, and see all of you, what I told you initially, I need this residue to be equal to 0. So I'll equate this to 0 because I need the value of residue, that is error, to be equal to 0. Now tell me these values of coefficients of constants. Tell me this value. Do it fast. Tell me. Tell me the values of constant. All of you let me know this value. What is the coefficient of C2? Let me know. What is the coefficient of C2?
1.444.
How much?
1.4444.
1.444 C2. Next. Plus I'm writing. Tell me this value. See, each of you supposed to do this calculation.
One point zero three seven.
1.037.
1.037 C3.
minus 0.22.
See, minus I'm writing as it is, right?
Yes, sir.
Minus I'm writing as it is. And tell me this bracket, value of this bracket.
0.22.
How much?
Minus 0.2222.
Minus 0.2222, right? So I'll take minus 0.22
Yes,
only.
sir.
So is equal to 0, right? So what I'll get? I'll get 1.444 C2 plus 1.037 C3 is equal to minus plus, and again when you bring it on right hand side, it becomes minus, right? So let me call this as one more equation. Let this be equation number 4, right? Let this be equation number 4. See, this you got this equation by putting X as 1 by 3. Similarly, you need to put X as 2 by 3. So you'll get one more equation, right? So now put X as 2 by 3. Okay, just put X as 2 by 3.
C2 1.11.
Okay, just a minute. Let me complete this. So it is again equal to 0, residue to be equal to 0. Tell me value.
1.11,
1.11,
111, 1.629,
1 minute. This is C2 plus plus
uh,
tell me this
1.629,
value.
1.629,
Yes, all of you can check this one value. 2 by 3 cube
2.29
plus 3 okay,
2.296.
2.29
what?
26C3. Okay, minus I will write down, and that value again bracket
minus 0.2222.
minus 0.22, so is equal to 0. So I'll write down 1.111 C2 plus 296 C3 is equal to minus 0.22. So let me call this as equation number 5, right? You have equation 4 and 5 in terms of C2 and C3. So just solve it, okay, and get the value of C2 and C3. So solving equation 4 and 5, you tell me the value of C2 and C3. All of you know how to solve this one, right? Okay, if you want, you can also, okay, so let me know about that, how to solve it.
Minus 0.12,
If you are not unable, or if you are unable to get it, see here, solve the system equation with two unknowns, right? You can go here and you can put these values. See, it will immediately solve. 1.444, okay, then 1.037, next is minus 0.22, next is 1.111, right? Next is 2.296, okay, and next is minus 0.22. Tell me what you are getting.
Minus 0.129.
minus 0.125,
12 I'm getting minus 0.128. Is it okay?
Yes, sir, correct.
Okay, and C3 I'm getting, see, I solved in front of you only, minus
Yes,
0.00338,
sir, correct.
is it okay, right? So right, so this is C2 and C3, right? Why we have calculated C2 and C3? Because we need to put this C2 and C3, right, in which equation? We need to put it in equation number 2, right? So putting the values of C2 and C3 in equation number 2. Okay, see why we have solved this, because we want C2 and C3. That is the reason why we have solved. Okay, so u is equal to I will put the value of C2. What is C2? Minus 0.128. This is C2. X square minus 2x, x square minus 2x. Okay, C3 again minus, right, minus 0.0338, x cube minus 3x, x cube minus 3x, okay, plus x, right? Have you understood this one? Let me know. Have you understood this one? Say yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, now see, we have solved everything. Now how we will understand that the whatever the whatever this solution we have got, it's a correct value, right? So for that, okay, let's set this in your calculator only, right? Let's set this in your calculator only, okay, and just check. Okay, so let me put it formula, minus 0.128 into, see the equation of u I am writing in a calculator, right? So alpha a, that is x square minus 2 into alpha a. See here what I'm doing, I'm setting that equation in a calculator. minus 0.0338, okay, into alpha a cube minus 3 into alpha a, right, plus alpha a. Is it okay? Is it okay with this equation which I am written? See, minus 0.128 into x square minus 2 into x minus 0.0338 into x square minus 3 into x plus x. Is it okay with this equation? Is it okay with this equation? Let me know. See this. Is it okay with this equation which we have written?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see in this equation, you put x as 0. You put first boundary condition x is 0, and just see whether we are getting 0 or not. Getting or not? You put x as 0. So I'm solving it by putting x as 0. Okay. So see what answer I'm getting.
Yes, sir.
I'm getting 0. You can see this value. You can see this value here. Can you see this? When I put x as 0, I'm getting its value as 0. Is it okay? Okay. Now when I put, yeah, I will finish immediately. Not a problem. Okay. Only 2 things we have remained. Okay. That is we should calculate u at 0.25, u at 0.5, u at 0.75, because ultimately we need to compare these answers, right? And u at 1. Okay. So what I will do in the formula which I put, okay, I will just keep on putting these values of x. Okay, I will solve it by putting different values of x, right? So I will solve it initially by putting x as 0.25, right? So just see what answer you are getting. Tell me, is it okay? See the answer 0.3308.
Yes,
All of you
sir.
let me know. Then I'll put x as 0.5. I'm getting answer as 0.6424. Can you see
Same.
this? Solve.
Yes.
Then for x
Yes,
is
sir.
equal to
0.6.
0.75, I'm solving. 0.9318. See, all of you should be able to do this. For x is equal to 1, I'll put. And I'm getting it as 1.1956. Is it okay? Is it okay or not? Let me know.
Yes, sir.
Okay. No. Let me clear you. Okay. See this one. See this one. See these answers which you have got by using, these are the answer by exact, right? And these are the answer by collocation. Okay. So you might feel that answers are not exactly same. Okay. But these answers are close to exact answer, right? Their answer are close to exact answer, right? So many of you might have the question, sir, if we have the exact answer, then why we are calculating the approximate answer, right? So many of you might have this doubt, sir, if we have exact answer, then why we are calculating the approximate answer, right? So see, there are certain cases where standard method fails to calculate the answer. Okay, there are certain methods or there are certain problems where standard methods fails to calculate the answer. Okay, so in such cases we need to go for the approximate method, such as collocation method, Galerkin method, least square method, and subdomain method, because this method will gives you the exact answer, sorry, approximate answer, because these methods will give you the approximate answer. And it's always better to have an approximate answer rather than having no answer. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Is it okay or not? Let me know.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So see, because see, some of the methods are standard, right? And they will be applicable only for certain problems. Okay, but if you see this method, collocation, Galerkin, least square, subdomain, okay, they can handle any sort of problem. Thing is like that, they will give an approximate answer. Okay, but some problems where you are not able to calculate the answer by exact method, all right, In such cases, you need to go for such approximate method because it's better to have an approximate answer rather than having no answer. So is it been clear to everyone? Can you finish today's session?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll put the attendance link now. Okay, so you can sign your attendance and you can immediately move to the next lecture.